You are the current IBF super lightweight world title holder. That's a big deal. That's superstar shit.
I knew it was going to come, but at the same time, I couldn't give a shit. Ego's a massive thing in today's society. Put that aside.
That's the sickest thing. Like, you're the man who should have an ego.
Nah, I'm always going to be humble. Yeah, because this can be all taken away quicker than I work for it. Mental health is no joke.
You've just had a year layoff. What does that do mentally for you? Like,
the uncertainty was scary. It was just
Welcome to the Better Bloke podcast. I'm Matty.
I'm Rob.
And we're just a pair of average blokes on a mission to try and be a little bit less average.
We're going to speak about all things highs and lows of what it feels like to be a bloke, plus speak to some legends along the way about what it takes to be a better bloke. Let's get stuck in. Welcome back to the Better Bloke podcast, where today we've got someone pretty special. And I think that a lot of the boys are going to get around who we've got. It's kind of a big deal. Well, a very big deal.
Fresh back in the country, man. How's it all feeling to be on the ground?
it's good to be back. You know, I've missed Australia. I'm a proud Aussie man, but yeah, it's unreal. Everything's slowly sinking in. Like I said, we were saying before, it's been flat out, but it's part of the job now, you know. It's part of being a superstar, I guess. I think
that is 100% the right way to go. So you are the current IBF super lightweight world title holder.
Yep, world champ.
That's a big deal. That's superstar shit.
Massive. And going to the guy that I took out and beat for it, man, it's huge. The magnitude of the fight. For people that don't know boxing, people that knew it, knows how big it is. It's just trying to break it into words and break it down to people that don't understand boxing. Like, man, you know, you'd have like a Medal of Honor if they really knew.
Well, I think that the big thing is, so Matty's not a boxing man. But you, obviously, when we found out that you wanted to come in for a chat, Matty's done his research and you went through, you watched the fight and you read up about who he fought. And
yeah. See, I'd heard about the dude you took down.
Yeah, right? Yep.
Because, you know, like he's got a bit of, how would you say, people are a bit scared of him.
100%.
He's a bad dude.
There's a lot, like, there's a reason for it, you know, like the tragedy where he killed Dadashev. That's all just hyped him up. No one wanted to fight him, the boogeyman, like, no one would talk his name, you know, and man, I was like, fuck it, I'm a fighter. A fighter's fight. I'll have a crack with anyone. Anyone that knows me knows I will. So, man, it just, you got to risk it for the biscuit, and I did, and look, it paid off. Dared to be great, and look what happened.
Yeah. Well, you went into that fight as a 7-1 underdog.
Yeah, huge.
Which someone's fucked up because the bookies got that wrong.
Yeah.
And a lot of the boys made some good coin from backing you to the hills.
Yeah.
And anyone who knows boxing knew that, like that was a mistake putting you at those odds.
Oh, for sure. But, man, everyone's happy that everyone cashed in. My old boy's not a betting man, and he cashed in big time. So I'm stoked, you know. We bet on me, it's for sure money, I can say.
See?
But, it's awesome. It's that's it. It's just, it shows how much the media can pump someone up and the hype. Like, at the end of the day, he's human. You know what I mean? 2 arms, 2 legs. So I'm not fighting a robot. I'll have a crack with him. You know?
I reckon you'd give a robot a crack anyway.
I'll give it a crack anyway. Find out the hard way.
We're Australian, so we love the underdog story as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Man, you could hear it in the commentators, right? So their tone changed throughout the whole fight.
Yeah.
They're like coming in and they liked you, but then like the tenacity you were showing and you were coming at him and you changed their tone over the course of that fight. How did it feel like going in as the underdog and guys that weren't as aware of who you are and what you're like, maybe not backing you to the hills?
Yeah, like, honestly, that was the least amount of pressure I've ever felt in a fight, just for that reason, you know, that no one was giving me a chance. And we just showed what we knew, our team knew. But, I was in the dressing room with Alf and we're warming up. I was telling him, this is it. Like, I was so confident that it was going to happen. You know what I mean? There was no nerves. This was it. We had the best camp. I was like, fucking hell, I'm about to fulfill my dream here, you know? And, man, it was, I don't mind it. I don't mind the underdog thing because it's just like kind of sticking your tongue out with success to the critics, you know? And, giving the finger, you know what I mean? Like, in that way, without doing it.
You got the belt now, so you might not get that again.
It is what it is. I've always wanted the target on my back, and that's what I got now. Now I'm the hunted, and what better way, man? I love that feeling. I'm like, come and get it, try get it, you know? That's it.
Are you going to start hunting all these other boys with belts though too now? Like,
well, that's the plan. I took out the guy, you know, and man, all due respect, I am now that guy.
100%.
I'm the guy at the division. I'm the king. I'm the captain, exactly. So 100%. I want to clean this division out. I said it right from the start. I want to unify and bring them all on.
And it's a stacked division too. Like everyone always
Yeah.
talks about like heavyweight and whatnot, where like we've just seen a unification with that. But behind like the hype of heavyweight, your weight class is it.
By far. There's heaps. Like, yes, Garcia and Haney have got their thing going on. Garcia's out for a year. After he's banned, I've got no time for cheats. So after he's banned, man, I'd love to welcome him back with a bash. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he called me out after Montana Love. So, you know, I'm not the one to talk shit. Like, I never have been. I'm very humble. I do it in the ring. But look, I'm always a man of my word. He wants to call me out. I just suggest him to be a man of his, and let's get it on after. Be a massive fight, and to bring him to Australia would mean the most, you know. It'd be massive. Those names here it'd be nuts.
You got to do that in Queensland. Try and bring some fights
For
to
sure,
Queensland.
they're all staying in Queensland. I'm a Queenslander.
Yeah,
They're
my man.
Yeah, 100%. They're staying here.
So with your last fight, there was one round where you went to the corner, and like we've seen so many other fighters that he's fought, you sort of had like this look where you were like, yeah, fuck, that was a hard one.
Yeah.
Where everyone else at that point, that's usually where they're just like, fuck that, I'm done. You had this moment, like you could see in the coverage where you've just sort of bit down, you've gone, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna take it to him.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you did. What goes through your head in those situations where is it essentially do or die?
Kind of in a way, you know, and look, I'm so competitive, and like I've always said, I'll need to get carried out of the ring. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, even going back before the world title, and I broke both hands in my fight when I fought the Italian guy, all I think is like 36 minutes of pain. That's it. And then after that, you can recover. You have all the time in the world to recover. Like we knew it was going to be hard. I was saying that in the on the press conference. We know what we're getting into. This guy's, you know, going off the hype. He's killed a guy. He's making everyone quit on the stool. Like we knew what we're getting into, but that kind of excites you. But yeah, at the time I was like, fuck, man, this is it, you know. But it doesn't get any bigger. It's a world title, so it's just it is like you said, it's do or die. You know what I mean? This is my life. I've got nothing else from part of this, and yeah, like it was hard, but look now, if I gave up, now I can live the rest of my life as a champion, taking out the boogeyman. You know?
Well, you're the boogeyman. Now.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
the
bad
boogeyman looks from
man.
under his bed.
That's
You know,
It's Aussie boogeyman.
John Wick kind of stuff.
The bunyip.
Bunyip.
Come up with some weird name. Yeah, so that was the thing. Watching the fight, there was just like no giving up.
Yeah, no way. That's
Just-
never an idea in your head.
Yeah,
you know,
is there anything like specifically that you go to, or is it just in the moment you're like, I'm not gonna give up, not gonna stop until that bell's
Look,
done?
I've said this right from the start, and you hear Alfie say it, or anyone close to RG, baby. That's it. You know, that's my switch to flick. But look, man, it's you work your life for that, you know. So honestly, there was no quitting going through their head at all. And like Alfie gets you through that shit anyway. You know the way he's like, don't give this kind of reason, and sorry for the language, but yeah, it's
that's our first C-bomb.
We've been waiting for it.
We
I'm
have been waiting
surprised
for
we
it.
haven't dropped it.
And I'm so glad it's you too.
But yeah, he gets you through that. But man, I don't know. It's hard to put into words. It's just quitting is never an option, you know, ever.
Does that follow through for the camp? Because yeah, like you said, 36 minutes, we'll get over it. But to maintain that for 6 weeks, or you know, and the training before that, very prolonged amount of time. Do you have to, you know, go home at night and be like, all right, this is really what I want, visualize it? Like, what are the things in your life like?
For sure, like it's what we were saying before, is that, man, you're away from your family, your loved ones for 12 weeks at a time. But that's the times, yes, you're going to feel flat. We're only human. But the days, you just got to, like, I don't know, program shit in your brain that the days you don't want to get out of bed, that's you're like, well, this is when real champs train. Anyone can train when they feel good. But to be that 1% better, to be champion of the world, I'm going to get up and train. And then, you know, it's all just got to, like, program your mind and just.
And you obviously have those days where you're just like, fuck,
100%.
I don't want to do that. But that's the difference. You
fucking know, 100%. You need to, everyone's going to have, like I said, we're human. And you just got to push through and find your reasons why. You know, like being away from your family, I'm setting up to give them a better life, and it's all going to be worth it. And man, I'll do all them camps in one just for that feeling of hearing them words and the new was just, fuck, man. It just sparked another motivation again, you know. It's made me enjoy the hard times.
Yeah.
You know?
So you sort of just, you got a love for that hard times.
You got to enjoy the hustle, you know, and be obsessed with it. It's all part of it, but it makes it sweeter. And then nothing good in life comes easy. So, man, it just makes everything worth it. Everything worth it.
If it was easy, you'd get bored.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Now you got the world title belt. You've kind of actually had the taste of the proper sweetness.
Yeah.
Does that ignite even more fire to take those other ones?
100%. That feeling, man, I can't even explain it. Like, it was the most euphoric feeling in the world. I've never felt a bigger high in my life. And knowing that there's 3 more belts for that to happen 3 more times, man, I'd be stupid not to go for it. So 100% just more motivated than ever. It's crazy.
When was the last time the division was unified?
I think Josh Taylor.
Yeah,
A few years ago after he won the Muhammad Ali trophy and that. So a little while now, but it's good, I think, that the belts all split out again. There's big fights to be made. And I think then once you unify, it's legit. It's not just one fight. You've done the full 5 fights to get that. It'll just make it fucking way better. So
and paydays.
Huge, exactly. 4 more.
Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, so you were on the undercard of the Paul fight.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So influencer boxing's kind of, I don't know, becoming a bit mainstream.
Yeah.
What's your views on that?
Look, you got to give respect. I respect anyone that jumps in the ring that trains. Jake Paul's taken it serious. And on that note, he gave me the opportunity to fight on that. And after that, that's when Matt Trim and Eddie Hearn picked me up. So who knows? Without that opportunity, I might have not got signed. But it's bringing new eyes to the sport, which if this sport's growing, it's benefiting us. Man, I'm all for it.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
I like it because, as Rob said, I've watched the big fights, like when, I don't know, those headline ones.
Who, Matty? When who's fought?
Oh, McGregor and Mayweather. But yeah, you don't watch the day-to-days, the things happening all the time.
Yep.
But I've had my eyes on the sport a lot more since that stuff has become popular.
And that for us that's a heads up. Any set of eyes continuing to grow, why not? Like, why wouldn't you want to grow the sport? It's going to make bigger paydays for us, more exposure, sponsors. The list goes on. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
All for it.
No, that's unreal. With before, so you said that when you get into those hard times, your switch that you flick, you say RG to yourself.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of what we do here with like the Better Bloke project is to get some boys that are probably dealing with some heavy shit to start talking, all that sort of stuff. Do you want to let those listening know sort of why you use that as your
Oh, it was my best
trigger?
mate, growing up, that took his own life back in 2015. Nearly going, like, January next year's 10 years.
Yeah.
And, man, it's, like you said, just speak up, man, like, far out. We all go through very hard times and rough times, and, like, things do get better, you know what I mean? And you just need to, like, I know what it is like being a dude. It's not tough to talk, but, man, you got to do it. Mental health's a real thing. We've all been through it. And some of us are unfortunate enough to have close mates, brothers that take their life. And it just, if the people it affects is just it's not worth it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, just, man, I can't stress it enough, And that's why I always carry his name. Like I said, I'll never let it be forgotten.
Yeah.
And, it's just something you have to learn to live with. But like I said, going back to the mindset, I just use it as motivation, you know what I mean? So...
Yeah, and that's something it's pretty special, and that shows a lot about you as a bloke as well, where some people will be like, fuck, it's too, like, it hurts too much or anything like that, but instead of doing that, you're using it as motivation and then sort of like celebrating sort of who he is, and you're like, he's your trigger, he's your...
For sure.
He's your fire.
Man, he would have been a superstar in rugby league. Anyone that knows him is a freak, and yeah, like we said, we'll conquer the world, we're going to just dominate. We had these plans, this and that, and... Look, we're living it now. We're still doing it. Still us doing that thing, like childhood mates doing that. So it's mad.
That's sick. And it's sick that you're so open about boys speaking up and just about like healthy mental health.
Yeah.
And that was sort of what drew us to you as well. Obviously, I've been following you a long time. You've done some gnarly shit, but you're very open about the fact that you're all about, I won't even say boys speaking up, just people speaking up.
Exactly right. Well, it's real, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you don't want other people to experience that feeling, there's nothing worse in the world. Like, that's still to the worst days, carrying your best mate in his coffin for the last time. Like, that's, no, I even was saying that in interviews and that, be like, fuck, like, where's your mindset come from? I've been through harder things than a boxing fight, and...
Yeah, not much is harder than that.
No way, but it can be you know, like it doesn't have to happen.
Mm.
All else is like, you know how you feel when you have a yarn or something or anything like that. You just feel better about it. That's all it can take.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't, man, yeah. So it's not weak to speak. That's what I can say. It's like,
and that's so good hearing that from someone who, anyone who looks at you is like, fuck, Paro's hard.
yeah,
If a hard man like you can comfortably go out and say, just speak to your fucking boys,
exactly right.
it's like there's
100%.
no excuse for no one else to do
And
it.
if anyone's judging you, they ain't the right people to be around. That's, I think, is a clear indicator that if someone's going to be like that, thank you. That's a God-given gift. Like, get that person away from you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a joke.
Yeah.
It is not a joke. It's real, and 100% speak out about it.
No, it's sick.
Because you'd rather go through that tough time with them and they still be here and look back on it in a few years, you know? So definitely, I'm all for it. Always will be, yeah.
Yeah, I read that you and him had conversations about you getting a title belt.
Yeah, for sure. It was, well, because his team, he wanted to play, like, this is going back, man, like, being young as, he was going to be, like, Sydney Roosters, that's where he wanted to play. We're just going to live in Sydney, that was the thing. Penthouses, all this and that, you know, like, just dreaming as kids. And, it was conquering the world. That was what we're going to do. We're just going to be superstars of what we did. And, it's mad. We're doing it. We're still doing it. 100%. He's always there in spirit, man. Like, 100%. There's some things that happened on Fire Week that was just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, just crazy.
Like someone was there.
Oh,
just-
100% someone was there, like, nuts stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a good feeling, though, you know?
Because that's like you're a big man of faith as well, aren't you?
For sure. Always got to have faith.
Yeah.
100%.
So, because I think that's something that, like, a lot of guys will say, you know, like, we've got faith in that, but you're very open about faith, which is sick. Like, you're you.
Yeah,
You're being
exactly
you
right.
to the fucking bone.
100%.
Which is so
That's
good.
me. That's how I am. And I'm a humble person too. That's why I don't do much shit talking or nothing like that. But yeah, man, 100% got faith all the time.
So
God has a plan, man.
that's it. Well, it's working.
Exactly right.
So,
exactly right.
That's it's so sick.
Yeah.
Because it's, I guess it's one of those things that, do you find that gives you, I don't know, like, there's that something extra that you're getting
For sure.
because of that?
100%. 100%. It's I don't know. It's hard to explain, but yeah, definitely. You got a purpose. You feel, I don't know, like that reassurance of, I don't know. I could get deep in it. You know what I mean? Like,
You can go
if things were to go wrong, if there's a better place in here. You know what I mean? Like, in a way, like, because you're putting your life on the line every time you jump in that ring. Like, we're going in there knowing that we cannot come out. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of reassurance, and that's when I hop in the ring and I pray. I pray for me and my opponent. You know, like, please bring us home safe to our loved ones and our family. At the end of the day, it's a business. We're trying to make a living. You know, we just want to go home healthy to our loved ones. You know.
Yeah, that's sick. It's so good that you're still, like, you're doing that for your opponents too. Obviously, everyone looks at boxing and they're just like, you know, fuck, there's bad intentions here. You're going out to essentially take each other out. But like you just mentioned there, it's a business, it's a sport.
Yeah.
Like, there's no malice in a lot of the guys that you're fighting other than exactly what it is. It's just for sport, essentially.
Exactly.
And for
Like,
business.
and it's just, yes, it's a cutthroat sport. I'm just trying to better off my family, my life. So is he. At the end of the day, you don't want no one to die, nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you'd love to knock them out cold, but go home safe to your family at the end of the day, you know, because it's more to life than boxing. And when it's all said and done, we're just trying to make $1 and do better for ourselves and our families.
Yeah. Speaking of that Montana love, the clips that generated from that.
Holy that aged perfect,
fuck.
didn't it?
Like,
yeah, man.
Do you reckon if that hadn't have ended that way, do you reckon you wouldn't have had the opportunity, or you had, like, or mate, like, you're always going to get that belt shot?
Yeah.
But do you reckon that sort of sped the process up a little bit?
I think, and the statement I made built some hype up and stuff, but it come to nothing with the bookies when it was said and done. But it was the perfect comeback after a year of injuries, back-to-back injuries. It was the perfect statement I needed. I needed it to that way. And like you said, the videos, man, it just aged perfect. The way he was talking and carrying on, it just been highlight reels non-stop.
With taking a year off, that's got to, like, when you train as hard as you do and, like, this is your profession, you've just had a year layoff. Mm-hmm. What does that do mentally for you? Like, how you've obviously gone into some dark places during that time.
Very dark. It was very rough. You know, from the cheekbone fracture I didn't know about to the Achilles tear.
Yep.
It was just like you said, this is my livelihood. This is my job. And yes, I've had times away, a few months here and there, but that was on my terms. When it's taken from you, out of your control, it was the uncertainty was scary. It was to the point where I was sitting up mates up home, like, is there any jobs going at the mines? And a lot of them, like, I've got good mates. I'm blessed to have very good close friends, and they're kind of like, nah, you're not ready yet, bro. You know, like that's always going to be there. But it was just like that spark of reality coming, like, fuck, what if this is it now? You know, it was very hard, and my family and loved ones knew how, but there were some very dark days. You know, it was
How'd you get out of that? Was that like your support network you've got
just
around
I'm very lucky to have good, like very caring loved ones around me, and just you need close people that actually care. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, I'm open to everything. I'll have a yarn about everything, and it was just. And I got to give a shout out to one of my sponsors, Step One. He helped out in that time too. You know, like he usually sponsors me with fights and that. He's like, look, I'll help you anyway. You need financially to get through this. You're not going to the fucking mines. You got a lot left. I was like, yeah, fair enough. So it just comes down to the support base around me, but very, very dark times. And that's where I'll go back to say mental health is no joke. You know what I mean? You just got to, I don't know, just keep the fire burning.
Yeah, this is something.
Seeing the end goal, you know?
Yeah, people talk about it in Blokes Advice all the time. It's like, you know what, you're not going to have a good day every single day.
Yeah.
And there's going to be dark times in your life where you are down and you're down for a while.
Yeah.
But when you got no fight left, you need people around you that are going to fight for you.
For sure.
And it's crucial that those people are there.
Yeah.
And that they know about it.
100%. Because look, we like to be good, but you don't know what's going on unless you just, and it's just so simple to tell someone. And all you got to do, like, man, if you knew, you'd happily help, put that extra hand out to help because you know they need it. But that's it. You just need to know. They need to know.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing where everyone's afraid to be like that mate that reaches out.
Exactly.
But all of your boys would much rather you be that mate for that split second and know about it
100%.
than be like, fuck, I wish there was something I could have done.
Exactly
Or
right.
like,
And then that's when everyone starts blaming themselves and this and that. Because you feel that, you know, like it's, oh, fuck, I could have done this, could have done that. But it just comes down to one simple thing, is just letting someone know. And 100%, I'm like that. Like, my family kind of knew. They knew, and people around seen it. But vice versa, man, I'm always open to anyone when it comes to that kind of thing. Anyone, anytime. Because I know how legit it is, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, pulling strengths from others, man. It's so hard. Like, we're all blokes. We've all been through it ourselves. There's like this weird power we put on ourselves where we're like, look, if I can just get through this, I don't have to ask for help. It's like, great, but there's no negative ramifications of asking for that help.
Exactly.
And every time, like, I've done it, there's someone there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big deal.
And you'd be surprised how many people are there and willing, but all they just need to know. And that's it. It's just something so simple, but yeah, you just got to put, it's just ego, man. Ego is a massive thing in today's society. Put that aside and just, if you need a hand, we're Aussies. We'll give someone a hand, you know what I mean?
Mr. IBF belt going, you don't need fucking ego.
No,
but that's the sickest thing. Like, you're the man who should have an ego.
Nah, I'm always going to be humble, because this can be all taken away quicker than I work for it.
So
it's just not who I am. I wasn't brought up like that.
No one else fucking needs ego. Then if you don't, like, that's the sick thing. So
for sure.
Yeah, that's unreal.
Yeah. So you're a very humble champ.
Yeah.
But you still have this like burning belief in yourself.
Oh,
like you said.
yeah.
So it's like there's a difference between the two.
It's just how you carry yourself. You know, I'm very confident in my ability. And what I tell myself, I wouldn't tell everyone because they're like, this cocky cunt, you know. Like,
there's a difference between ego and arrogance.
Exactly right.
I don't think ego is that bad, but when it's portrayed as arrogance, it's like that guy's a bit of a cockhead.
For sure.
So I think if you can carry yourself well with an ego of self-belief, like it's
just how you carry yourself. Like I got to tell myself I'm the best. Or dude, from right when I started, you know, you got to dream, believe, achieve. You know, but
how big's manifesting shit to you?
Huge. Yeah.
Like, is that something that obviously you've said that this was going to be your goal to do it. So you're telling yourself this
for sure for years, and
now you've done it. Like, what are you telling yourself now?
Just I want more. I never get comfortable. You know, like I dreamt about this. It's an unbelievable feeling, but there's more to be achieved. Like, I just want to keep testing myself. Life is just testing yourself is the best thing. And man, I keep passing these tests. I'm like, it's waking me up. Yes, I knew I could do it, but it's just reassuring. It's like, wow, like you're actually doing it, you know.
Maybe
it's just
you're Superman.
who knows, you know, like keep testing me until I
That's it.
fail or something close. And yeah, but until then, I believe I'm not human. Nah. But yeah, it's.
Is that a scoop? So you're not human.
Nah.
Oh shit! Heard it here first.
They're coming.
Yeah.
Taking it back to sort of when you said, you know, you with your mate
Yeah.
and you had these big goals. Like
Yeah.
I've been there with mates, especially when I was 18, 19.
Yeah.
And like we were saying we were going to do all this shit and you want it, but like maybe you don't actually believe it could really happen.
Yeah.
Do you think you really believed it or they were just big goals that you thought maybe one day something could happen?
Look, you always aim for there. You know what they like. You dream, yeah. You got to dream massive, and we were dreaming for the top, and I think that helps a lot because then, yeah, you're not limited to where you can keep leveling up. You know what I mean? Like they say, reach the stars or land on the moon, whatever it is. Aim for the stars, land on the moon, shit like that. You man, just dream as big as you possibly can, and I think there's no limitation to how much you can keep going.
Yeah, well, you
know?
made it to the stars.
Yeah, well,
Like
and then what's next? You know, I'm here now, but that's just my mentality, and that's the person I am. I want more and more and more. Keep giving me the big test. I just love proving people wrong. Yeah. So like, yeah.
What do you reckon he'd be thinking?
Matthias? I don't know.
Yeah, RG.
Oh, RG?
RG, yeah.
Man, he'd be proud. I know he'd be proud, very proud. Be good to be able to share this. He'd be killing it in rugby league at the moment now too, so we don't know how life would be. And then at the same time, who knows? We could have went on different paths. But I know he'd be proud. 100% he'd be fucking proud.
Yeah, man, I love that. The fact that you were kid dreaming.
Yep.
And the dream came true.
100%. You gotta dream it, and then I was confident enough to speak it, and yeah. So I was saying
Do you reckon it's because you voiced it? Part of you just went like, "Fuck, I need to do this now."
I reckon, yeah. Like, if you think about it enough, you know what I mean. Like, you start living it before it's happening, thinking about the world has to just go into that. Like, that's the way your mind's going. The shit has to change around for you to go with what's going on. You know what I mean? So
you got your like manifesting, you're speaking it out. You obviously got your faith. You got your tenacity of pushing through. Is there anything else that you have like as a core pillar in your life that you think kind of contributes to your ability to keep persevering and actually get through it and get these achievements?
I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't know.
He does that to me too. He'll just say shit, and then it makes you think about it stuff. And I'm like, "Fuck you, man."
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Do you hit ice baths? Like
I do, or like recovery, like twice a week, stuff like that. But
everyone's blaming them for being good.
I don't know. I think it's just the self-belief and the competitiveness. You know, like I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. That is a good one, but
yeah, it's just you're such like a mentally strong person.
Yeah,
like we sit here and talk with people, and obviously talk with people in the real world.
Yeah.
And like you can tell there's like something different about your mentality.
Yeah. I think just being exposed to a lot young and a lot of the bad things or not even bad things, just a lot's happened. I had to grow up pretty young, and yeah, I think it's just been like that. And like I said, I've always said my mental strength's strong, like my mindset's on the job. I think, I don't know. I don't know what brings it. It's just the way I think I was brought up and things I was exposed to and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
If there was any, because obviously like my little fella was running around here just before and is a bit of a big fan of yours.
Yeah.
If there was anything that you could sort of tell kids, maybe just say, you know, between that 8 and 13-year-old that you wish that you had been told to maybe sort of, I don't know, give them some motivation or like just some little bit of advice or something like that.
Yeah,
because obviously you were probably told some pretty cool shit when you were younger.
Sure.
Because that mindset that you've got doesn't just happen.
It's just believing in you. Just got to believe in it. You're going to have so many people that tell you can't do it, you know, like, man, I don't know, like the more the age of the 16 to 18 kind of when...
That's where the importance of it is.
Exactly. Yeah. That's when it's really hard. People start going out, the partying. You just got to have a strong mindset and just think about what you want in the long run. I know it's hard. It's easier to say now, but at the time people be telling you this and that. It's not... One thing I got told by a good mate a fair few years ago, and this has stuck with me, I think it's not thinking as sacrificing time, but investing time into yourself. So instead of thinking you're missing out on that thing, you're adding it, in the long run. So instead of sacrifice, you're investing. And that switched a big thing for me. When I heard that, I was like, wow. Sometimes I'm thinking, oh, I'm missing out on this. Can't go party, or this is on, can't go to birthday dinner. I'm like, well, hang on. I'm not missing out. This is, step closer for what I want in the long run. I'm investing in myself and in time in my career instead of missing out.
Yep.
Return on investment's coming pretty big now.
Taking the big bag at the end.
Yeah.
It's delayed gratification.
Yeah,
we talk about it all the time. It's like if you keep taking it in the now, you don't get that big payoff later.
Yeah.
And that can be said for like so many aspects of life.
For sure.
Yeah, because that's definitely like that. What you've just said, that's obviously not just related to boxing. That's like everything.
Exactly. Anything. Just if you know it's for a good thing, just don't think you're missing out. You're investing, you're adding it. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing I can say is don't think of it as sacrificing, but investing in yourself.
With before, so you mentioned step one before being like a pretty big supporter of yours.
Yeah.
Now the position that you're in now, it's the sponsors are sort of obviously going to go, yep, sweet, all right. Like, who the fuck is this Paro guy?
Yeah.
And everyone's going to be knocking on your door.
Uh-huh.
You've obviously had some pretty loyal ones there at the beginning, and everyone sort of sees boxers and they're like, oh, fuck, boxers are killing it. Boxers not. Boxers don't make that much coin. Probably in that beginning to mid section.
3% that make a good living. Man, there's no in between in boxing. It's not like football. You get contracted. You're making peanuts or heaps. You know what I mean? There's no in between. So when I was starting, I was labouring, working a full-time job, boxing, and then you get these sponsors that jump on and contribute a little bit, which for Australian boxing to start your career, like a shout out to every sponsor out there supporting an athlete like that. You don't understand how much that helps us, and without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So they contribute bits to kind of make up a weekly wage so you can focus on training flat out. So without them at the start, man, it'd be hard to make that next level.
How much easier it once you get those sponsors on board so you can just focus on training and that? Because obviously, if you're working full time and training, like you're fucked.
Oh, 100%. Like I was waking up 4 a.m. running, go labouring all day in the sun, then training. You just notice a difference, man. Like you're fresh for every session. And like I said before, shout out to everyone that's supporting an athlete, man. It's crucial. You need it. You know what I mean? At the top now, yes, you're making real good money, but it's that without them, I wouldn't be where I am. You know what I mean? So I'll be forever grateful for the sponsors, and I stick with my sponsors. You know what I mean? Like they believed in me at an early stage, so I'm gonna stick with them. That's how I am. I'm a little person.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Rate that so much. That says a lot about you as a bloke too.
Yep.
What do you reckon the short-term future's looking like for the rest of the year? Like,
well, we've had little talks with Matchroom. I don't know what I can say or too much, but we're looking at bringing a fight here to Australia, November, December. So I don't know really opponents yet or anything like that, but hopefully a big name that we can cash out on and give a flogging to over here in front of the Aussie crowd. But definitely want to defend the belt as soon as I can. But it's looking November, December ways.
You're going to be an active champ, unlike all these others that just wait until it's time when they start going.
I love fighting, like I said, fight is fight. So I'm the happiest when I'm training and fighting. So 100% I want to keep busy.
Sucker
keep
for
knocking
punishment.
them all off, keep smashing them,
No, it's sick. You have you got like a long-term goal though? So where do you see yourself? So you're 28 now.
Yep.
Just say when you're like 40, 45, you got do you see yourself settling down?
Yeah, I definitely want to settle down. I don't know where yet. I think I want to open a gym up in Mackay. I'm a proud Mackay boy. And there's a lot of talent up there, not just in footy now, boxing. And I think I want to open a gym up there and give back to my community up there because it gave me so much growing up. And I just settle down, and by then hopefully wall full of belts and relaxing a little bit. Yeah.
No.
Just kicking back. Yeah, I'm a very simple person, I'm just keen to kick back and relax a bit when it's all said and done the hard yards, and just enjoy
when it's all said and done. But for now, he wants those belts.
Oh, for sure. It ain't
hungry.
Now.
For sure.
Hungry.
For sure.
Will you tear through and do it as fast as you can?
I just want to fight, I love fighting, and that's I could get my coach Alfie, he'd tell you, he doesn't even have to ask me for an opponent, I'll say yes to anyone. Like I said before, I'm not scared of neither man, I'll fight anyone, I'll have a crack with anyone, and test my ability, and I'm just keen to make the biggest fights possible, and I want the belts as quick as I can. Yeah, for sure.
It's so good to see an Aussie doing just sick shit abroad, because there's been some pretty rough luck in the boxing world with Australians overseas at the moment, and it seems as though like a lot of the media just focused on those names. You didn't get like this big fanfare of like what you did was fucking amazing.
Yeah, huge.
Like ridiculously big.
And we're seeing things like it's going down in history with like the likes of Lionel Rose, Tony Mundine. It's mad. It's pretty surreal to be in amongst that and that kind of talk already. But it's always been like that for us, you know, like we've just always kind of flown under the radar. I haven't got that mainstream media, but I knew it was going to come. But at the same time, I couldn't give a shit. I just started fighting. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm setting my family up. I'm making a better life, and that was my goal anyway. So people jump on. I appreciate it a lot, but at the same time, I'm doing my thing. You know, it's not going to slow me down. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. You know, I'm still cashing checks. I'm still winning titles. So I'm happy.
A couple of news stories here and there isn't going to change you taking belts off boys, is it?
The more you take, the more the stories are coming.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's going to come with it, yeah.
You're shining a light on yourself.
And
we're going to see. I think you can't fathom how crazy it's going to get from the media perspective.
It's already flat out, but a few more coffees, I'll be good. I'll get through it, I'll be mad.
I think that's what makes it, like, we're so appreciative of you. You literally just fucking landed.
Yeah.
And you're making time for the boys.
Yeah.
That, you know, to tell your story and whatnot, which is fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
Because you have probably been blindsided by everyone since you landed back.
It's been flat out, but seeing you at the airport, and thanks for coming there, and it means a lot. And 100%, man, I love the channel, so it's a no-brainer for me.
I love that.
Imagine.
Sick.
So many boys are gonna really tune in, and all that stuff you spoke about, the importance of speaking out, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's who it comes from.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's all well and good for, you know, some person that's not relatable saying that, or like someone that they don't see themselves in. But when it comes from someone that they're like, fuck, he's tougher than me. He's this, he's this. He's not the guy I thought would say that. It hits different.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much.
Anytime. And like I said, anyone ever needs to talk, reach out. I'm a message away. I'll give time to anyone for that. Like I said, mental health is no joke.
Whereabouts do people find you?
On Instagram, Liam Paro Boxing. Twitter, it's Paro Liam. I think that's about it.
How about we put all the links in the description of this video?
That works. That works a lot easier.
Cool. And on that note, we'll probably sign this one out. So.
Beautiful. No, thanks for having me. And shout out to everyone for the support. It's Pyro time.
Cool. So all his links are down below. Thanks for watching another episode of the Better Bloke Project. And until next time,
be better. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Better Bloke. If you got anything out of it, show some love by dropping a 5-star review below.
If you want to learn more about everything we're doing, head to the description, hit the links and follow us on the socials. If you want to learn more about the project, head to betterblokeproject.org.